everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got some more pipe cleaner DIYs to share with you for spring and Easter that I think you're really going to enjoy. So if you want to know how to make them, stick around. I'll show you how. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Right, Maxwell? Okay, for this first one, we're going to start with two pipe cleaners that measure 12 inches in length, and you're going to fold it in half one time, and then you're going to fold it over another time. And just kind of squeeze it, but don't completely squeeze it. Then you're going to take another pipe cleaner, run it through the center of those two loops, pull it on up tight, and then give it 2 twists. Then you're going to come down on either side of the ones you have in the center to make a petal. Squeeze up the bottom, and then wrap your pipe cleaner around it till you don't have any more pipe cleaner on one side. And then that's going to be your first petal, and then just kind of fold it backwards to kind of give it a little shape. And you're going to make 4 just like it. Okay, next after you have all 5 of yours done, there's a knot at the bottom. You want to pull your petals backwards where that knot's going to be facing downward. You don't want it showing once you hook all these together. And you're just going to take all 5 of them, kind of hold them in your hand together, and then we're going to put a rubber band around them to hold them together, and then you can kind of shape them after you get them put together with a rubber band. Just kind of evenly space them, and then just take a clear rubber band and wrap it around the bottom. And you want to wrap it around that knot part. And then just kind of spend a little bit of time kind of shaping them, and then turn them over, and you're going to take the pipe cleaner, one of the largest ones or the longest ones, wrap it around a few times, and then we are going to cut the bottom off here in a little bit. Just kind of get it wrapped up there real tight so that the flower does stay together. And then you're going to cut it off where you only have about 1.5 inches left. And I'm just using some regular wire cutters. And then you're going to take a piece of floral wire, cut it in half, and then this ends up being about 8 inches in length. If you want your flowers longer, you can start longer and you cut them off if you want to, but I'm using mine at about 8 inches in length. You're just going to run your wire right up into the center part of that flower. Just pull it right up there in the middle of all those pipe cleaners and add just a little bit of glue to hold it in place. I'm going to take some floral tape. I'm just going to glue it right at the top, and I'm going to twist it pretty tightly all the way till I get to the bottom part of where the pipe cleaner shows. And you can glue it along the way just to make sure it does stay in place if you want to. I did on mine. And you're going to go down about 1.5 inches, and then just put this aside because we're going to make the leaves next. And we're going to take 2 green pipe cleaner per leaf, fold them in half, and then we're going to run the other pipe cleaner up through the center, and we're going to twist it. And then pull them down on both sides to make the leaf, kind of pinch it at the top, and then just take one piece of wire and wrap it around to finish it out. And then run it through your finger to kind of give it a little bit of a curl. And you're going to do 2 of these leaves exactly the same way. Just kind of pinch them at the top. And then we're going to put it right here at 1.5 inches down. We're going to put the tape around it to hold it in place. And then we're going to go down another inch, and we're going to add our second one facing the opposite side. And then once you get both of them in, go all the way down to the bottom of your stem with your tape. And then we're just going to tape that off at the bottom. And that was pretty much it. That was an easy flower for that one. And then we're going to decorate it up a little bit. Next, I got these little baby's breath on Amazon. I'm just going to take them apart and pull the little white flowers off of them. And I'm going to glue those into the center of the flower. It's just kind of finished out the center of the flower. Now, you could put a button on this if you want to. You could get some of the stamina pistils from Amazon to put in the center. That's what looks like a real flower. But I thought these looked pretty just like this. Next, I'm taking an empty can of corn, and I'm just going to paint it with some white chalk paint. And I'm going to paint the inside a little bit as well, not all the way down, but probably about at least 2 inches inside of it. Okay, next I got these napkins from Home Goods, and I'm just going to take the 2 layers off the back of them. Now, these are easy to take off the back. If you dip your finger into some Mod Podge first, kind of get it a little bit tacky, and then just touch the corner of it, you can usually pull those off pretty easily. And then I'm going to cut my napkin so I have a little bit to go inside of the can and then to cover the can completely. And I'm going to save the excess for something else. And then I'm going to apply my Mod Podge onto my can and then add my napkin on top of that. To get a good nice coat, and just going to do this in steps because you just kind of want to take your time going around this. So we're probably doing maybe about 1/4 of the can at a time. But you want to get your Mod Podge as smooth as you can, and then gently lay your napkin over the top of that with a little bit hanging over so that we can tuck it inside, and then just kind of smooth it out with your hand. Don't rub it with your fingers so much because that's where you're going to end up tearing your paper. Just continue to go around with the Mod Podge until you have it completely covered. And just kind of smooth it along as you go. Try not to get any wrinkles in it. And then you're just going to cover it with some cellophane. Then you can really start rubbing it without tearing the paper. Just kind of get it into the grooves real good so you can see the grooves from the can. But keep using the cellophane to do this. And then I'm going to glue the excess overhang just to the bottom of the can. Next, I'm going to start cutting some slits in the top part of the paper all the way down until you're at the can, and then I'm going to cut off a couple of inches off the top just to have enough just to go inside the can. This really gives it a nice finished look if you do put some of the paper inside the can as well. And then I'm just going to apply a layer of Mod Podge inside, and then I'm just going to go ahead and push that down. That's completely dried. I'm just going to add a coat of Mod Podge over the entire can. And I'm going to do the same thing on the inside where I have the paper as well. Okay, next I got this little white pedestal at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint it with some white chalk paint. After that's dried, I'm just going to take some E6000 glue, go all the way around the bottom of my can, and I'm going to attach it to my pedestal. Just kind of put it up there and let it dry really well. Instead of the floral foam, I'm using just a regular pool noodle. I'm just going to cut a section off and I'm going to glue it down into the bottom of my can. These are great for flowers because they don't make quite as much a mess as the green floral foam. Then I'm just going to distress a little bit of the bottom with some little gray, Parisian gray chalk paint. It just was a little bit too stark white for me. And I'm just going to kind of just brush it in a little bit with a chip brush just to kind of give it a little bit of an aged look. Did blend it in a little bit onto the can as well, kind of just brushed it a little bit, just give it a little bit of strokes on there. And I did a little bit more at the top, but not so much across the bunny's face. I don't think I added any across the bunny. Just a little bit around the top and the bottom, just to kind of blend it together. To trim out the bottom of the can, I'm just taking some jute rope and I'm just going to wrap it all the way around. And I'm just gluing this to the pedestal. But just kind of try to push it up there as close as you can so you do have a nice contact with the can and the pedestal. To cover up the red, I'm just going to add some Spanish moss right to the top. And I'm going all the way to the top of that can. And I'm just going to add my flowers. And I made 5 of these for this can. You can make as many as you want. You can kind of really fill it up if you want to. But I'm just putting 5 in mine. Okay, look how pretty that is. And you could do multicolor flowers. Okay, for this next one, I'm going to use 8 of the orange pipe cleaners, and then I'm taking a 1/4 inch by 6 inch dowel stick. I'm putting my thumb on about a 1/2 inch of the pipe cleaner. I'm going to wrap it 12 times and then pull it off. And you're going to do 7 of these. And these are 12-inch pipe cleaners, but as you're wrapping it, you want to make it pretty tight because you want all of them to be exactly the same once you're finished with them. After you have all 7 of them made, you're going to attach all 7 of them together and you're going to put a rubber band around them. So just pull them all in there together and then just take a rubber band. And I'm going to give you the link for the rubber bands I use. They're clear rubber bands. They're great for crafting and you don't see them. But just really put that around there so that it is tight. And you're going to straighten out the little tips on the bottom, make them stand up straight. And you want to do that to all 7 of them. And then start accumulating them in your hand. You want them to be together, and then we're going to stretch them. But just try to get them as close together in your hand so you can pull it all at one time so they're all the same length. And then you're going to stretch them until they're 8 inches in length. And you want to make sure all of them are exactly the same length. And then just fold it in half. And then we're going to put a rubber band around the bottom to attach it to the top. Just hold all those close together and then put another rubber band around there to hold it together. Okay, then you're going to grab another pipe cleaner and you're just going to wrap it all the way around the bottom until you get to the end so that it's one solid piece. And then we're going to cut it off and we're just going to glue it together. Okay, then you're going to kind of open up your carrot a little bit. You know, kind of separate the pieces a little bit to kind of open up the top to make it more of a carrot shape at the top. Top part of the carrot, I'm just taking some greenery that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner and wrap it around the bottom. Now I'm coming about an inch, wrapping it around the bottom because I don't want it to be seen through my carrot, so cover up that stem completely. And then cut that off and glue it together. Next, I'm going to run a pipe cleaner through all 7 loops of those little pieces that we made. And then I'm going to add my carrot topper into the center of it, and then I'm going to twist that off in the back to tie it all together. Now, you could put a little bit of glue in here if you wanted to. I would recommend it. But if you're just going to lay them into a bowl or something like that, you really don't have to. But you might have people want to pick them up, so definitely you might want to put just a little spot of glue in there and then just cut those 2 pieces off. That was pretty much it. These are super cute. I'd make a bunch of them. For this next one, you're going to need 10 pipe cleaners, and you're going to bundle them together in 3s. And then we're going to just fold those over and cut them in half. So kind of line them up and then fold them straight over because you want them to be the right length. Fold them completely in half and then just cut those in half. And you're going to make 4 of these little flower petals. And you're going to start by taking 3 sets of the pipe cleaners, folding them over together, and then you're going to run a long pipe cleaner through the center, pull it on up, and then twist it twice. And then pull it on down on the sides and kind of spread out that pipe cleaner a little bit in the center. You want to make sure it is full. And then wrap the bottom part around just to hold it all secure. Take one little side of the pipe cleaner and wrap it around to hold all of these secure. And you're going to make 3 more exactly like that. So just take your 3 together, fold it in half, run your long pipe cleaner through the loop, and then twist it at the top twice. You kind of flatten your pipe cleaner out right there. Just twist 2 times and then pull it down on both sides. Kind of fan your pipe cleaners out a little bit just to make sure that you do have them not overlapping each other. And then pull that pipe cleaner down, pull them down to the bottom, squeeze those in, and then wrap that around several times. And then do 2 more just like it. For our leaves, we're going to take 2 pipe cleaners, we're going to fold them in half, and then we're going to join them together. And then just twist them at the top a couple of times. And then fold them down over the top of each other. And then come down to the bottom and wrap your wires around the bottom just to hold them all together. Now try to get some pipe cleaners that are straight. This one was a little bit cattywampus, so I had to kind of play with it for a minute. And then run it through your thumb to kind of curve it. And then do the same thing with the other one. And this one was a little bit more straight. Just twist it, and you just can twist it just 1 or 2 times. It doesn't really matter. And then just pull them down on each side and then tie them off on the bottom. Just kind of get them squeezed together tight. You want to make a point at your ends. And then you want to do the same thing with your petals. Kind of run them through your finger to fold them over a little bit. And we can adjust all this at the end. Just kind of get them curved over a little bit. Next, you're going to take a piece of floral wire and you're going to attach some floral tape to it. Start wrapping it around. And then we're going to add some flowers to the end of this just to make it for the center part of our flower. So get that wrapped around, and then we're going to put some of these little white flowers that we used in the other flower on top of this. And I'm putting several of these just to kind of put in the center. So this is going to be the center of our flower. We're making a tulip. I think I added about 6 of these. Okay, next we're going to start adding our petals, and we're just going to bend them, and we're going to attach them right above the knot, the knot being the place where you tied your pipe cleaner around the other pipe cleaner. And then you're going to add 4 of these in here, just side by side, and then you can adjust them here in a minute. Just kind of bend them down a little bit, just kind of get them all on there, and then we're going to do a little bit of bending to get them adjusted. And just kind of pull your tape pretty tight as you're going so that they do stay side by side. Just kind of bend them down like that. You just kind of want to shape them like a tulip. And then you add your next one, and then you're going to add your 4th one as well, just like that one. You just don't want any gaps between the petals, so try to get it as close together as you can, and then add your 4th one in there. And then do pull your tape tight. And then we're going to go all the way down till we're about maybe an inch below the flower, and then we're going to start adding in our leaves. Okay, so you can pull your first leaf in, wrap it inside of that tape, and then go down about another inch, and then we'll add our second one. These really are pretty quick and easy to make. You can make a lot of them pretty fast, and you could do them in so many different colors, and then just go all the way down to the bottom with your tape, and then we're going to glue that off. And that's pretty much it for this little flower. And just put a little piece of glue right there and glue it together. All right, look how pretty that is. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope it gave you some inspiration. You could take all these flowers and make a big bouquet with them, including the one that I did last week. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if nobody's told you today, you're awesome. See you next time. Thanks for watching.